Well, hello. Today we are at Finney Cove and I'm with my friend Stefanie, who has developed this incredible product called M.S.A strap, My Strength Ability. And Stefanie is going to demonstrate and teach me how to use this today. So here's my beautiful M.S.A strap.
Awesome.
And it comes like so. Now this will fold out to quite a long distance. So you have a lot of different functions and capabilities with the strap. It has 12 loops that you can use for all the different ways to strengthen and help to augment your yoga practice. So my strength ability. And so great to have you here, Stefanie. Thank you for having me today.
For having me. I'm so glad I met you. Canadian Yoga Connection,
right? And we're with her lovely dog today.
Watch out for us.
So I'm just going to set this down here, or actually I can just tuck it in my pants so it doesn't get wet. We're outside today and it's just rained, so we're going to take advantage of the beautiful fresh air and do a little demo and get everybody hooked on these M.S.A straps, because I think they're amazing, right?
Appreciate it.
So for myself, one of the things I'm concerned about most as I get older is my upper body strength.
Okay.
And not losing my muscle mass. And so without going to a gym and without going into the weight room, I think this could be the ticket for me. So
absolutely.
Go ahead. What do you want me to know first?
So let's just start with a light mobilizing exercise as I talk. So we just go in with the fingers last loop and then leave about 2-3 loops on the other side. So, you know, you're more than outer shoulder width apart. So starting with mobility is always a great way to bring some heat into the body and awareness. So grabbing the strap here, we take a solid stand, a slight knee bend just to engage the core as well. And then inhale, let's move up. And now that's where the resistance stretching comes in, right? We're going to pull the strap. This is going to require the muscles and the stabilizers to work. And then we go back down behind. Not all the way yet. Just give it a nice pull. Inhale, back up. And then down. And we repeat that and increase the range of motion as we go. So, here we go. And then when you're like, okay, now it's work, start to pull more
little cactus
and start
arms.
Go down. Well, not, you can actually even straighten the elbow. But you don't want to hyperextend them.
Very good.
So we go one more time. Nice big breath, and let's see where the strap goes. So you get a good stretch in the front, and this time let's go all the way down. The only thing you want to make sure when you work mobility in the shoulder, that you work the stabilizer at the same time. And that's where you have to really stretch. And if your wrists go into extension, maybe you can neutralize them just a little bit to strengthen them in the neutral position.
I see. Yes, I can feel that. I can feel that. Good.
Big breath. Let's see if we, there we go. So we are mobilizing, but we're using the strength, and most importantly, we're using the stabilizers, right? Awesome. And nice big chest opener.
And what I can say is that I have tore my right rotator cuff before, but that doesn't hurt me to do this.
Yes.
Okay, so that's pretty cool.
That's very great. And it's intentional, because the moment I give traction into the strap, I use it as a resist. The moment I have to resist, my muscles are working and supporting this very delicate shoulder joint.
Very good.
And that makes it often feel, it's actually stabilized and feels in the right place. Where it should be.
So just so that you know that Stefanie is a pro at anatomy, and so I totally trust that.
Thank you.
And then I can feel that too, that she knows what she's talking about.
Well, we're going to go in now with the full hands. And we take it a bit more narrow, so outer shoulder width apart. Of course, the more narrow, the harder to work. I'm going to challenge.
So that's where more resistance comes from, is the narrower that we use the strap. So if I went to here,
you can even go,
I could probably even go one more in.
So I have 4 loops in between right now.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll go to
take
this one. I will go to the 5th
for now. If you haven't done this before, you let the body get used to it before done. Go into max strength right away. Like better not to compensate and use less strength than compensate and use max strength.
Gotcha.
Absolutely. And really, we're gonna I'm gonna stand like that, so
yeah, sure.
full in the picture. You're gonna give it a nice traction already. So that's the resist. Park the shoulders back, and then inhale. Let's take the arms up again. Of course, you could be doing this sitting as well. Now
Sure.
have the palms face one another. Give some nice traction, and then cactus arm. This is the cactus arms.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
So awesome. And then inhale back up. And we could take the arms down just to give some, you know, blood back into the arms, and then we repeat.
Sure.
Okay? So here now, this comes much more into play. The scientific form of resistance stretching, meaning we're working the muscles as we lengthen them.
I see.
And
nice.
Something I like to say is like we lengthen and strengthen at the same time. And you feel it, it's work, right? And then if you're like, I don't have the full guidance, you actually increase the resistance. That's the inhale breath. And then when you go more into the work, exhale to engage the core more deeply. The only risk here is we push the head forward, so you want to keep it back. Like
yes.
Double chin type.
Sure.
Awesome. Let's do one more time, and then we do a static one for the next. Yeah. So meaning we stay in position.
Okay.
You're doing great. This is awesome. So I just told my husband this morning, and then here, keep the core engaged and take the forearms back, lift the heart. Awesome. So the back upper muscles are working, the front is stretching.
Yes.
And now we could even lift the heart and extend the arms all the way to our thumbs turn back, and back down. Okay. So you can hold it as well. Like you can hold it in position to get the static stretch, to get the time to breathe, or the time to I like to refer to it as neuromobility. You know, when you're here in a position and you move all the nerves that go through your body, your peripheral nervous system, there's this gliding of structures happening. So it can bring really nice.
It feels very smooth and effective. And gentle, but effective. I can feel that in my shoulders, which is amazing, which I really want, as I say, that arm strength that I don't want to be losing as I get older.
And it's, if you look at sides, it's all across, like we need that bone impact.
Yes.
Not just hormonally, but for the simple musculoskeletal health.
Yes.
You need to increase that as age increases too.
Yes, absolutely. I'm just wondering too, for people with osteoporosis, this is such a beautiful way to be able to help keep and maintain that bone strength, whatever you have, but without risk of fracture and injury. Because you're always, as I do this, I'm really feeling the muscles moving,
and you always have a good amount of work in the strap.
Yeah, and you can feel that. You can see it in the biceps too, that's working. Yeah. And I can feel it in the chest area as well, and then up as I go up, and I can feel my shoulders feels quite nice actually on my shoulders.
Awesome.
Yes.
Like it's really impactful for rehabilitation for sure, and working with injury, because we trick the body to use the stabilizers and lengthen the mobilizers. So especially in the shoulder joint, where you're so rely on muscle stabilizing the joint, because it's not, you know, a fully covered joint like the hip in comparison.
So true.
We can trick the body a little.
Yeah, right. It's okay to do that, isn't it?
Absolutely.
In the name of fitness.
So yes, absolutely. Yeah.
But so what a great...
This is a nice sequence also to do seated or kneeling, right? Because you need to control your core less. You can just focus on the upper body more.
Oh, I see. Yes.
I find. And it doesn't, as you said, it's 3-in-1, meaning you get the mobility, you get the strength, and it's effective.
Yes.
You get it done in a short time. Yeah. And then here you can even go enhance the stretching.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, lift the heart, really lengthen through the chest pec area. While you just do hold.
And so you just
like
hold as an
hold.
isometric type of style.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which really does build a lot of strength. People don't realize you don't
yes.
need to lift all this weights to build a lot of strength. You can do, you know, this kind of resistance training instead. And it's a little easier on the body.
Yeah. And it's functional. It's much more natural in that sense because it applies to daily motion more than doing isolated
it does
training.
So like when I'm reaching for that cup from the top counter and I've got my shoulders a little bit not so great, because I can already feel that feels better on there.
And your body learns. It's like, oh, it's the feedback loop gets enhanced. You're like, oh, okay, that's where my shoulder needs to be in order to have a clean motion where, no structures are rubbing on each other or whatever.
Yes.
And then come down.
Okay. Oh, beautiful.
Awesome. So as I've been working with clients as a physiotherapist with the strap, I started to structure the exercises a little, and I have a fellow yoga teachers who use it just to give them a little guide. And what we just did is consider position 1.
Okay.
This cactus arm. And I'm going to show you position 2.
Very good.
So let's go on our knees, just because we can take it into a beautiful yoga pose too.
Okay.
And then this time we take the strap behind our back.
All right.
Sure. So just behind the back, like a towel.
All right.
And then we go in from the top into probably the last loop here, or second last. And sometimes I get asked, well, what if it's too short? If you have someone very tall, I'll show you how you can strap 2 straps together into a longer one.
Oh, right. Okay.
Right? So from here, let's take the right leg out, just because maybe you're like, oh, yeah, I've done that in yoga before, Parigasana. And then we're going to go into a side stretch. So here it's important the strap is in front of the elbow so it doesn't slip away.
Okay.
And we're just going to do a side stretch over the straight leg.
Okay.
I rest my hand. I turn my thumb back for the external rotation. And then I take a side stretch. So extending the arm, but at the same time you may feel you extend the arm, but at the same time it's kind of pulling your shoulder joint back in.
I see. Yes, it is.
So there's an assisting quality of it, because you could go like this, right? But at the same time it has a traction, it has a pull into more plugging in. Yeah.
And I really feel that actually in my side body.
Yes. We'll take it like, that's the beauty about it. You can really take it into all of your body. Yeah, awesome. And then let's keep the legs as they are, because we can go all the way to the floor even. And take a nice side stretch here. Exactly. That's where you want it, in front of the elbow.
Sure.
Pressing the leg down, getting much opening through the diaphragm as well.
You do, actually.
Inhale. Right?
Yes, I can feel it.
And then to come up, we're going to need our core. So exhale, engage, and switch. I really enjoy the side wheel because it gives so much opening through the side body. And when we collapse, we don't have that.
Yes.
And when we enhance it, it really gives us that idea of lift and breath capacity.
Yes, yes, I could feel that up through here. That it's got it's opening up the side body and the chest a little bit more than when I'm just going to go back to the side.
And the stretch is reasonable, right? You could use a block too.
You could, yes. It's fine for me because I do yoga on a regular basis. But yes, a person could use a block.
Yes, absolutely. And then whenever there's leverage, I make sure I exhale and engage the core. And again, you oftentimes just straightening the arm is a challenge. So there you have to resist. But then here you have the assist, right, with the plugging in quality of the strap. Yeah, awesome.
Nice. Feels very good.
Squat.
Yes, it sure does.
It's And it's a bit more work than doing it without, obviously.
Absolutely it is.
But the awareness gain is there too,
yes.
Right?
I'm just going to switch it up on the other side so I don't feel unbalanced.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that really did a nice job on the stretching. I love the feeling on the arms. There we go. There's that little resistance with the arms as well. They're engaged, because normally in this pose, the arms aren't engaged that much. They're kind of, you know, they're here to, oh yes, and I'll take it back this way.
We kind of lose that action into the peripheral body. Yeah, absolutely.
And having a little bit of resistance, it really does feel like an amazing stretch. It feels like I'm actually getting more out of the stretch.
Yes.
I could say
than
that.
without, like if I do the same.
Yes.
Yeah, and I don't, it's so significant.
It is.
Not just in the shoulder, actually in the whole side body.
Absolutely, I can really.
In that way, it really helps you. It teaches you how to use your body in the practice as well.
Yes. And I also feel this is helping to strengthen my back and down and through the low back when I use this way as well.
You stay kind of in a safe engagement because of the resistance, right?
Yes. Oh, cool. Okay.
And then, I mean, from here we can do various stuff. One that I really enjoy is the forward push.
Okay.
So when you push forward, and at the same time actually curl the upper back, and then let's come up on our knees and do cactus arms, and you could go transition into the opening here, tucked or on top. Yeah, beautiful. And then here to really engage the front ribs, the mid spine, without lifting the shoulders. That's tricky here. No shrugging.
See. Yes, I know what I see what you mean. Yes, keeping the shoulders dropped.
Shrug, right? And then here, it's a free lift. Awesome. Yeah.
Do
you feel a little?
And it really helps to open the chest. And I can feel it in my arms as well, of course, because as you're going through these movements, you're actually getting really good toning on the arms, strengthening on the arms for sure.
And push back in the mid back, gauge the belly in. Awesome. Yeah.
And again, it brings my attention, my awareness to the back and to my arms, instead of just kind of being some kind of an extremity that you're just going to be putting here, putting there.
Yes. It does a lot for that. Awesome. Yeah. So out of this position, there's a lot we can do.
Yes.
But I'm just gonna, since we're right here, one that I really enjoy is actually using it weight bearing as well. So you could use it here. Look at this way.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. For a cat cow.
Okay. Oh,
so
yes. Oh, okay.
To actually go
let's do that.
Engaging towards the strap, or using more of the abdominal, and then
So as I'm pushing away, nice.
And then it helps you find that kind of connection here.
It sure does.
Because sometimes you're so blind to the back body, just because
so true.
It's tricky to feel.
Again, I really feel this is going to help strengthen my back.
Yeah.
Much more so than if I was just doing the cat cows without the strap. And this is definitely putting more emphasis on the strength part of it. Whereas normally cat cows are for warming up the spine and giving it some more flexibility and mobility, but this is adding the strength component to it as well.
And what I always enjoy seeing is that the movement actually slows down, and we go much more in a integrative way of moving, because there's resistance.
That's right. That's right. Sure. Yeah, because yoga isn't. We don't want to be rushing through it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
In my view, I like to take my time. I like to feel the poses. I like to be able to pause and get, you know, all that connection that goes on and before moving on to the next one. And this one really does, as you say, bring the focus to the back body, where you can really feel as you're pushing up. And also, because in cat-cows, you want to get the biggest arch you can. And by tucking in the tailbone and really pressing up to the sky. And this kind of gives you that feeling of, oh, pressing up against the band, which gives you that feeling of, oh, okay, now I know I can press harder, or it gives you, it's like a, it's cool. Very cool.
Because in reality, we use the floor as a resistance all the time.
Yes.
But there's gravity. And,
and
this one kind of reminds us like how to work with the resistance of the floor. I find it has helped me doing that.
I bet, yes. And I can see that this would really strengthen a person's back.
Should we do, so making sure we loop it in the elbow, we could do a down dog assist actually.
Okay.
So we'll give some nice attention to how to engage the upper back. Okay. When we're in down dog, we just push the heel over, the sitting bones over the heels, and take a downward dog. And we kind of hog your strap to the midline. So there's a bit of that. Ooh, okay. I'm working my biceps forward, my triceps back, and I actually feel how much work has to be done in this position through the stabilizers of specifically the rotator cuff and the upper back. Like it helps me kind of sort out my alignment from time to time. Just because it allows us to feel,
It does. That's good in the down dog too, isn't it? Yes. Yeah. Oh, that is good. Yeah, I like that. It made me feel as though, again, I have like a focal point, something I'm pressing away from.
I love that word, focal point. Yeah. It's orientation. It's always a mental focus, right? As well, not just a physical one.
That's right.
It really provides a mental focus. Yeah.
Because with our, I mean, down dog develops, you know, good strength in the arms as it is anyway, but this is
I can see it. So
yeah, you can see it there. Sure. Just allowing to sink in for a moment.
You feel your arm muscles?
Oh yes, definitely, much more so.
Yeah.
Than if I were not using the band. Oh, very cool. I like that. I like that very much.
And options are endless, really. I was just
yes, that's
taste.
Right.
Like from all the things we did dry, you could bring them into all sorts of postures.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yeah. And actually, since we're here, since we're already here, I like to do this loop where you go into the last loop.
Okay.
And you tighten it around the diaphragm right now. So your main breathing muscle, because sometimes it's hard to understand where is that structure exactly.
Yes, it's true. And when I'm instructing too, and I want people to pay attention to the diaphragmatic breathing, it is a lot of people don't really understand. Like you'll oftentimes will get them to put their hands there, or put your hand here to make sure that you're pushing out the belly. But this is going to bring again more awareness to that center
all around.
Yes, right? Absolutely.
So we just give it a nice tightening, but not to the point where you feel panicky, just to the point where when I take a 3-dimensional costal like breath, I feel the strap, and then you can just tuck the end right after the loop in, and it will stay there.
Oh, I see. So you can just, how did you do that? You tuck that in?
So you just grab this and I bring it underneath.
Oh, I see, and just bring it under there, and then it will stay put.
It will stay. Very unless you take this end, then
and then I pull it
to slide. Yeah.
Got it. Nice.
Awesome.
Yes.
And then for breathing awareness here, we could just feel the breath going 3-dimensionally into. So it's more like a upper diaphragmatic breathing, going to the sides, the front, the back. And on the exhale, we do quite the opposite. We kind of draw the skin away from the strap, almost like you want it to slide off your waist.
Okay, sure.
To prolong the exhale. And then on the inhale, you, without tensing up the shoulder, you really expand. Really using that diaphragm.
Yeah.
Oh, it's full capacity. It's a muscle. It's a muscle you can train.
Yes, you can.
And then back together. And it's very affected by posture, right? So if you were to be here, it's a nice way to compare it. If you collapse and we try to do that, you realize it's impossible.
Yeah, right.
To give any stretch into it.
Yeah, you can't breathe properly when you're like this.
Not at all. No,
not even a little
bit.
But
we forget. So even just for that purpose, like working on the postural integration, I feel like it's worth any investment.
It is. I believe that if you can correct your posture, you will correct probably 70% of anything that's not going right for a person.
Yes.
Just with that, making sure that your head is stacked up over your shoulders. Shoulders are back, stacked up over the hips. Just get into that good posture. And a lot of it's just, again, it's body awareness, right? You're bringing your attention to this so that when you're sitting, you're not, you wouldn't, well, to collapse like this would be like almost uncomfortable with the band on anyways.
Yes.
So it's kind of, you know, making us, just be aware of that quality that's so easy to achieve and get such maximum results, and it's just your posture. It's just your posture. And I can tell with the arms too that that's another one that's going to help with posture, because it draws the shoulders back.
It works the upper back.
And the upper back.
So often neglected, and stretches the front.
Sure. And especially if a person is you know, doing desk work a lot, or you know, whatever your job may be. You might be working, you know, at a gas station or a grocery store or something of this nature, and you're like, I'm like this all the time. And just to be able to open up and to pull the shoulders back and to expand the chest, and you have no idea how much improvement you will have to your health.
Changes so much. And if you do it, like, think about it over like 30 years, like if you do that work, your body ends up over here versus over here.
That's right.
And then at some point it even is the circulation in the head, or the compression cardiovascularly on the like there's so much more.
Yes, there is. It's going on.
Functions that may get affected if we have a hard time just taking ourselves into decompression.
Decompression, good word for it. Really, that's what it is, isn't it? We're decompressing.
I mean, ultimately, it's there to increase well-being. That's all.
That's right.
That's the core intention behind it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
And this loop can be done as well. Like, I'm going to loosen it because to get over my hips, but the same loop, I like to do the mid-thigh too. So you may be familiar with loop bands, right? So the same thing, I'm going to go in again. And then you tighten it, even past this double knot. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
And then
give it a good tight. And then again, just tuck it in. Tuck.
So you just tuck it in like so.
Yeah. Yeah. So I went past this knot.
Oh, did you?
Probably good. It just, like, if you want to go, I want to tight. So if I go right past the nut, you go in.
Good.
There you go.
Okay.
Because it will give you more stability.
Like the Thigh Master Plus.
Thigh Master Plus it is. So even just for, squatting or chair pose, right? To keep that leg alignment. Yeah, exactly. The orientation of the leg.
Yes, very good. Yeah, right. I see.
Yeah. Does it help you guide your legs?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Or
that feels good on there.
It feels very stabilizing, and it engages now the outer hip again.
Right.
You know, kind of bringing the lower body into alignment.
Yes.
Or if you do one-legged work, you can even just standing on one leg. It's a bit uneven here, but we can do it. Yeah. And then just give little pumps.
Sure.
You have to work so tremendously
Oh
the
yeah, that's
outer
good in that
hip.
hip flecker. Oh, that's nice in that hip, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can feel that.
And the standing leg too.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
like I sometimes don't do this because they're naggy, right? They're intense to do, but I know often that's what frees up my back.
Yes, yes,
Just
absolutely.
working the outer hip.
Yeah, okay, sure. Yes. Sometimes we think there's a whole lot going on where it's actually a lot of it's coming from our back.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Then you know, and the sciatica. Especially that's one of the things we focus on in yoga, of course, is keeping the lower body opened up so that you get, you know, you have much better circulation.
Yeah.
And you know, because the lower extremities, and also building the strength as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, you could just be.
Yeah, you could just go like this if you wanted to.
Walks. And you would feel it, right?
Just that little resistance training. You can feel that in the muscles for sure, right in the quadriceps. I definitely feel that. Nice. And I like that hip work too.
I mean, there's everything you can do. You can do single leg pumps, you can do squats, same on tippy toes when you build it into a routine. Or again, all four, right? It's wonderful to just from here. I'm gonna come on fist for a moment, like to just work.
Oh yes.
It one stage lower, so to say. Like when do I move the hip? When do I stabilize the back? And here, right now, we want to keep the back stabilized, but the hip working. And it's fatiguing. Like I do 3, 4. I'm like, oh, maybe I can do another one.
Yes.
And the same goes back up for the glutes. Like you could go just back up for little pumps, keeping the lower back stable. Like these, I know work for my lower back, but I sometimes don't do them because it's this like specific work, and it feels like I'm like, what? I do 5 and I'm completely fatigued.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
It's a little frustrating.
Yeah, right. Well, that means it's working really good.
Exactly, it's working. Yeah.
Because it doesn't, you know, it's not always about, and I can really feel that in the glute as well. If you want to tighten up the hamstrings and get lots of strength in the glutes as well, that one is definitely going to work. Definitely going to work. Love that.
The big challenge is just like make sure you don't pull in this end when you tighten it, and you must tighten it enough.
Yes,
like,
of course.
It has to be
so
quite
you've got some
firm.
Resistance. Yeah. So if you start with your legs together and then tighten it up, and then and then you're going to have the right resistance. And of course, as you get stronger, you can tighten it up even more. But I think for most people, and myself included, like this is plenty.
Yes,
it really is.
I agree.
It really is.
And it's a nylon, so it will always stretch back to its original position. You can
yes,
work it quite firm.
They're very good quality, very good quality, and you can see how strong and how tough these are. I mean, these straps will last for years.
They are the 3rd edition of me figuring out how to make the strap.
Okay.
To the point where I can say, yes, this is how I want it. And, you know, it's works and stays that way.
Perfect. Beautiful. Nice.
I mean, yeah, we could keep going here forever. I mean, eventually we could record a whole class, but we can work it here.
Yes, right.
I mean, same thing, one-legged. Or just for core work here. Outer hip now. Or combine it with core work. It's really
with the pull-ups as well.
There's no limit to creativity, and that's what I really love about it, is that every teacher will work differently with it.
Yes.
Like we'll come up with way different ways using it.
So again, you go like so, you tuck it in.
There's a Katona yoga teacher in New York who uses it, and she says she uses it way different than I do, but she likes the strap a lot. So yeah,
even with your boat pose.
Oh yeah. Wow.
This could be a lot of fun.
This is a lot of fun. Talking about boat, I need to bring this one in, and then if you have a hard time taking boat, but you like to get there.
Oh, yes, okay.
There's a nice assist where
cool.
If you take it to the level of your shoulders and I go back, I have something to orientate my body into, and it takes away from that sometimes dominating psoas work too.
Because a lot of people have a hard time getting into boat pose. They don't have the strength, and this will help them to pull them into that.
Yeah. Even they can even have the hands in the back, but they're like, oh yeah, how do I keep the lift?
Very nice. Wow. And then if
Feels
you wanted to go back and up.
Oh yeah, you see, you're already coming up.
Yeah, with things. I feel that good abdominal work, and actually it does get you in a nice, it's actually quite comfortable like this, isn't it?
It's very
comfortable. I probably hang out like this for half an hour. You'll catch me out in the backyard. I'll be like hanging on my M.S.A. strap. That's actually very relaxing.
There is a lot, like the more we get to the floor, the more there is assist's way of using it.
I'm also thinking of the,
like
the hair, where you want to just pull one leg and go up and down like so as well.
I would love to see what you would do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like using it also for like happy baby poses.
Yes.
The same position here. Or going into, whatever leg stretches you plan in the back, but you need that like orientation for the body to know where it's going, right?
Very nice.
This is fun.
It is fun. It's totally fun, and it totally adds a whole new dimension to the yoga practice. Yeah. I love it. Thank you so much, Stefanie.
Thank you.
That's great.
What a wonderful initiating. It's amazing.
No, I love this. I'm going to put together probably more videos using this.
Yes.
like,
is it your way?
I might, and I just might incorporate them into some of my yoga routines that I'm, filming in the future, and so and continue to let people know how you can use this amazing M.S.A. strap.
I mean, it's not a new invention, right? Like, I mean, I used to work with the TheraBands,
I did too.
I just don't like
this is the most comfortable. This is I used to work. Okay, so they came out with your elastic bands, and then they have the handles that you could use. They're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It required you having to grip.
Yes.
This way I don't have to grip.
Yeah.
I can just move and not have to worry about if I have a, if I'm holding on firmly enough or whatever. And they also, this is very comfortable on the skin. So I found that when, in the old days when we first started the resistance training, you maybe hook something up to your door or something, and use it for a rowing machine or whatever you were going to do. But they were a bit uncomfortable, and they were not very skin friendly.
No, they're not.
No, but this is amazing.
Like
very amazing.
Latex in their body that cuts into skin. It's really unpleasant. Yeah, and you can wash them in a mash bag.
Oh, okay.
30. Yeah, you can even wash them. Just so you know.
So great. Thank you, Stefanie.
Thank you.
What a wonderful day. We made it through without it raining on us, because it's getting really cloudy again. So I think we managed to do it. Oh, well, everyone, I hope that you get yourself one of these My Strength Ability. It will take you to the next level, I can guarantee you, and I will have more videos out on how to use this great product.
I'm excited for that.
I am too. I'm excited for anybody who buys this, because I just know this is going to take you to that next level.
Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.
Awesome.